Hello, everybody. My name is Gwen Dittmar, and I am a life coach. And today I'm going to share with you the topic of healing versus dealing. So, what happens is a lot of my potential clients come to me and often share that they've been trying to deal with a challenge in their life, whether it show up in the form of a strained relationship, depression, feeling overweight, not enjoying their job, lingering emotions, and that a lot of times these things that are challenging to them continually get placed on the back burner until a quieter time when they can actually deal with it. However, that quieter time never comes, and before they know it, 10 years has passed by, 15 years, 20 years, and they still have never dealt with that challenge. And so that's the key that I'm really going to share with you today is about healing versus dealing with something. So when we deal, we're essentially placing a band-aid on an oozing wound. So instead of an obvious cut and blood that we can see out of that wound, our inner wounds show up in the form of sadness, uninspiredness, feeling fatigued, tired, feeling a lot of pain, feeling maybe depression, anxiety, anxiousness, irritability, moodiness. And no matter how long it's been there, whether it's been there since childhood, abandonment, or since feeling rejection as an adult or a teenager, it's our wound to own. And just as with external cuts that cause us pain, our inner pain needs to be given the time and attention in order to heal. So, how do we heal versus deal? Well, it's simple yet profound. It's what we haven't been doing. It's not putting it on the back burner, it's actually slowing down and sitting with it. So, what I like to say it's four things on how we can actually heal versus deal. One is to prioritize, to block off time on your calendar. Literally, put it into your calendar as this is time in my calendar that I am going to just sit and be with myself, to be with yourself, to be with your feelings. Number two, accept. Do not judge your emotions as wrong, but really embrace and accept them just as they are. Accept yourself just as you are. Number three, ownership. Don't blame others for your feelings. Really take ownership for everything that you're feeling and that it's something that's inside of you. Number four, love. Really bring a sense and an essence of energy and loving and comforting and nurturing to yourself, with yourself. So, a lot of questions that I will get center around this. What if I can't slow down and be still? What if I'm so distracted, so unfocused? What if I don't feel really ready to do this? That's okay. I've actually been there. I've been up against a wall that I created myself. And I have clients who aren't ready to heal their pain. So if that's where you are, what I encourage you to do, what I invite you to do is just simply let that be okay. What you resist persists. So if you are resisting that part of yourself, if you're thinking that there's something wrong with you because you're not ready to heal it, then that actually makes it even worse versus if you accept what we accept lifts. So when you accept yourself and your feelings and your readiness just as it is, that actually can lift. And simply by accepting that you're not ready, it can actually open you to becoming ready, and you can easily shift into readiness. So, what if I'm not ready? Well, let's face it, it's scary to think about uncovering the darker parts of us. Who the hell wants to block off time to sit and do that? It's humbling because we realize we are the source of our own pain. So, and it's equally hard to live in fear of feeling, fear of rigorous honesty, fear of change, fear of uncomfortable conversations. So, for me, it was more uncomfortable to sit in the fear than it was to step outside of the fear and see what else would be possible. It took me years to buckle down and finally get sober. It took me years to feel safe with my full range of emotions. And it took me years to stop patterns of self sabotage. And you know why it took me years of a lot of suffering? Is because I was only dealing with the symptoms on the surface versus really sitting still and going down into the feelings that were underneath. I resisted the deep healing. Now, when I look back on it, I can see that if I had just made the choice, which I do now, to just go right into what it is I can heal, it lifts and I'm able to return to my joy, my happiness, and flow once again. one day the light bulb went off for me, and I asked myself, wouldn't it just be easier to step into that change, step into the self honesty, into the feelings, into the uncomfortableness of it? Because really being in fear only kept me in fear. And so that's exactly what I did. I went straight to the core, observed what that healing was. And yes, I understand it's very uncomfortable, sometimes extremely uncomfortable. And know that healing will reduce from suffering for days, weeks, months, years into days, moments, and it'll just be right here, right now that you'll be able to heal something, release it, let go, and move back into the truth and the beauty and the radiance of who you are. And with that, I encourage you to step into healing versus dealing. Much blessings and lots of love. Bye bye.